Greetings, welcome to Ariana's Kitchen once again. Chef Martin here, Maggie on the camera. Here we go to give you a little bit more information about cooking. So, one of the things is sauces. I love sauces. We'll go forward with sauces at different stages throughout our video programs. But I want to teach a basic one, mayonnaise, a mother sauce. It's considered a cold mother sauce because you can make many different things from it. Mayonnaise are simple. It's also known as aioli, that's the European term for it, and many different ingredients can go into it. But what we're going to do is just basically show you the fundamental workhorse, the basic aioli, basic mayonnaise. Recipe, as it goes, we use 3 egg yolks and 1 whole egg. These are raw egg yolks. So certainly, just like a Caesar dressing. A Caesar dressing is made just like this. A Caesar dressing is an aioli, where we add in a little bit of anchovy paste, some other seasons. So back in the early 90s, I was a chef in raw eggs. Well, the chicken industry was dirty, and so salmonella outbreaks were coming out. So we were basically raw eggs were outlawed. Table side Caesar dressing disappeared. I have always made aiolis with raw egg yolks. You can buy pasteurized. These are local eggs. I feel very confident with the quality of them, and so that's what I use. And so again, 3 egg yolks, 1 whole egg. The egg yolk is going to help create an emulsion. Then what we need is an acid, so we use some lemon juice. Very simple. Acid, we need that just to wake the palate up. Then an emulsifying agent, Dijon mustard. So you take a little Dijon mustard in here. I like the seedless Dijon mustard. What happens is the mustard seeds will actually work against the emulsion. That's what we're doing, is creating an emulsion where the oil is suspended with the egg and it becomes sort of a solid sort of texture to it. Salt, put a little bit of salt here. You're going to use kosher salt. And then we're going to turn this on and run slowly. We're going to add in a good quality oil. This is an oil blend. This is canola oil, 80%, 20% olive oil. We get this from the California Olive Ranch out of California. Wonderful program, great quality. Again, I don't want to use all extra virgin olive oil because it'll be too strong, it'll be too intense. But when I mentioned about being a mother sauce, this is it. This is the fundamental. 3 egg yolks, 1 whole egg, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of Dijon mustard, a little bit of salt. We turn it on. This is a great tool, food processor, and then we slowly add the oil in. You can do this by hand. I recommend that you have 2 people doing that, because you need someone to hold the mixing bowl, someone to be whisking, and then someone to slowly drizzle this in. You want to go in at a slow speed. What's great about this is I'm pouring the oil right into the center of the blade that's spinning around, so it's dispersing it very evenly. And as it goes along, you're going to start hearing it. I'm starting to hear it start to thicken. Now, what's fun, we're doing 12 ounces of oil to this ratio. You can hear it, so know that it's thickening. Sometimes, if by accident you pour the oil in too fast, or probably more than that, or you just didn't measure things correctly, you might have it break, but all of a sudden it comes undone. It just creates some, it falls out of the suspension. It looks pretty, just like a broken cream in a coffee cup or something. So what you can do is just basically start over, take all of that, put it into this pitcher, put a little more egg yolk, mustard into there, and then redo this, and you can save it, so it's not going to be broken. So I'm getting the last little bit of oil in here, and sometimes if you want it a little thinner, you can add a little bit of vegetable stock. So sometimes, depending on how we want to use it, we add a little vegetable stock and we can thin it out. But what we have here is a mayonnaise, an aioli. It's nice and thick, nice creaminess to it. And this is just homemade mayonnaise. You have a nice richer color. It's not all that bright white because, again, quality ingredients, beautiful egg yolks and stuff, little taste to it. And this is also shelf stable. It needs to be refrigerated. So you need to keep that under refrigeration at all times. When I was a partner at a gourmet market down in Florida, we made a lot of our own sauces and dressings, and we would test them in the refrigerator, date them and test them and see about shelf life. Under the restaurant regulations with the FDA, if I make this today, I'm only allowed to keep it for 7 days. We're able to keep most sauces like this for 21 days, so I recommend maybe 14 at home. But what matters most is that you do your due diligence and take care of it. Once we're done with the video, we're going to package that up, put this in the refrigerator, keep it sealed, keep it labeled. Anytime we need some, we take it out, take what we need, seal it back up, put it back in the fridge. That way you're going to maintain proper care of it, and you'll get the best shelf stability out of it. Now, that's a mother sauce. You can add so much things to it. If you do a tartare, you can put in a tartar sauce, put in some chopped eggs, put in a little bit of caper. We've done it with roasted pepper, make a wonderful roasted pepper aioli. Roasted garlic, very popular, a little crushed red black pepper. So that's where this mayonnaise can make multiple sauces from it. Now, I also want to show you another technique. This is something that Maggie taught me because we're looking to lighten things up. So we're actually doing an aioli as well. A little bit more of an Asian flavor to it, but this is done with egg whites only. So here we're going to do 2 egg whites, and then for acid, I'm going to do a little bit of rice wine vinegar. So that's where, again, you as a chef can be creative. I made those aiolis with orange juice and cilantro and make a wonderful sort of fresh, sort of like Caribbean type sauce. When we used to do a Cuban, we do roasted peppers and roasted jalapenos and make that and make a wonderful sort of pepper aioli or mayonnaise to go on sandwiches. So many different things can go on. So here, this is an Asian sauce I've done. I love this kind of sauce. We do it for a little sashimi. Right now we're doing this with a fish taco. We're going to take some fresh ginger, really nice aromatic, some fresh lemongrass, very small dice. We're going to take jalapeno. Want to have a little chili in there. These have the seeds and stem removed, so they're not excessively spicy. Whenever you cook with jalapenos, I believe I mentioned this before, always take a small little piece and taste it and chew on it a little bit, and you'll find out if it's really hot, it'll come on very quickly. This is a pretty mild jalapeno. I'm not really getting much spice out of it at all, so we're going to do fine with that. Then for salt, Asian fish sauce. You know, this stuff is gnarly. It's got great flavor. A little bit goes a long way. It's made with fermented anchovy paste, so fish sauce. I tend to use it with seafood dishes. We want to get a little spice to work with the chili. So this is a little bit of my ploy, a sweet Thai chili. This is going to give a little sweet heat to it. Then we get a little sriracha, everybody's buddy, put a little bit of that to try and get a little bit more spice. We want balance. And then this is an immersion blender. So one of the things about cooking, and especially in a professional kitchen, is we have all these tools. At home, you don't have as much counter space, but having a food processor out, having a Vitamix or bar blender, having this immersion blender, having these tools around really makes a difference. So this is where I can do this solo. So we got power. Sorry, this is a little bit noisier, but the same oil, but not as much. I'm only going to do about 8 ounces, whereas the other one we did 12, when we had more egg yolk. This is also going to be a little bit of a thinner sauce, but I want it to be a little thinner. That's why I'm not really using any mustard. You could put a Dijon mustard in there, make it a little thicker. But just with the speed of the blade, and also with the acid in there, with the vinegar, it's still going to create an emulsion. And then with everything that we made, we always like to try and have balance. So we have some spice in there, we have a little bit of sweet, we have the salt, and we have the acid. And then we're just going to have a little taste here. And then what we'll see is, you see a thinner sauce, definitely much thinner than the aioli was over here. Sorry for moving around. We can definitely see the thickness of that versus thinness, but it's for a different vehicle. And this is great to just lay out on a plate and put, like, again, some raw pieces of fish over the top of it. Or what we're going to do is just drizzle this over our fish taco with mahi tempura fried with this over the top. Now, so that's got a lot of flavor going on. So you can go with a basic mother sauce, step number 1, have fun with that, or move on to, say 201 sauces and make a lighter egg white only sauce or dressing for so many different things. Next video we do, we'll start cooking with some of these things and show all of you how you can incorporate this to your cooking at home. Thank you all very much and be well. Take care.